5 pieces of technology dropping in the next 10 years that will change our lives. Before we start, I want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Mob Luxury. Here are 5 pieces of technology dropping in the next 10 years that will change our lives. Number 1, the Internet of Things. We have passed the threshold where more things are connected to the internet than people. The transition to IPv6 also supports seamless, limitless connectivity. Cisco IBSG predicts the number of internet-connected things will reach 50 billion by 2020, which equates to more than 6 devices for every person on Earth. Many of us in the developed world already have 3 or more full-time devices connected to the internet when factoring in PCs, smartphones, tablets, TVs, and the like. Next up are sensor networks, using low-power sensors that collect, transmit, analyze, and distribute data on a massive scale, says Evans. Such sensors based on standards like Zigbee, 6LoWPAN, and Z-Wave are currently being used in both predictable and surprising ways. Zigbee is being embedded in smart appliances and smart meters. 6LoWPAN over IPv6 is used by Ventcurve, the wine cellar climate monitoring system. Z-Wave is the basis for Verizon's smart home automation service, but more creative uses are emerging too. Spark, the Dutch startup, implants sensors in the ears of cattle to monitor cows' health and whereabouts. Sensors are being embedded in shoes, medicine like asthma inhalers, and medical exploratory surgery devices. There's even a tree in Sweden wired with sensors that tweets its moods and thoughts, with a bit of translation help from the interpretive engine developed by Ecrison. Go to @ConnectedTree or #ECTree. Number 2, not just big data, but a Zeta flood. There are about 5 exabytes of unique information were created in 2008. That's 1 billion DVDs. Fast forward 3 years and we are creating 1.2 zettabytes, with 1 zettabyte equal to 1024 exabytes. This is the same as every person on Earth tweeting for 100 years, or 125 millions of years of your favorite 1-hour TV show, says Evans. One love of high-definition video accounts for as much of the increase. By Cisco count, 91% of the internet data in 2015 will be video. Much of Cisco's development focus, not to mention its marketing, preaches that the so-called Zeta flood will require vastly improved networks to move more data and not drop the ball or the packets of our beloved video. Number 3, wisdom of the cloud. Much of the Zeta flood of data will be stored in the cloud. Certainly most of it being accessed by the cloud rather than only on private networks. By 2020, 1/3 of all data we live in or pass through the cloud, Cisco predicts. Global cloud services revenue will jump 20% per year, and IT spending on innovation and cloud computing could top $1 trillion in 2014. That's enough to create the next Google. Already the cloud is powerful enough to help us communicate through real-time language translation, increase our knowledge from access to powerful supercomputers such as Wolfram Alpha, and improve our health using computing platforms like IBM's Watson in new ways, says Evans. We're able to communicate in much richer ways. In addition to video, the computing power of the cloud delivered to endpoint devices changes our ability to communicate with things like real-time translation. Right now, the voice search on an Android phone sends a query to the Google Cloud to decipher and return results. We'll see more intelligence built into communication, things like contextual and location-based information. With an always connected device, the network can be more granular with presence information, tapping into a personal sensor to know that a person's asleep, and route an incoming call to voicemail. Or knowing that person is traveling at 60 miles per hour in a car and that this is not the time for a video call. Of course, by then we'll probably all be using driverless Google cars and be free to chat while our cars drive us around. Number 4, the next net. Evans talks about his home as an example of the speed of network improvements. Network performance has increased by 170,000 times since 1990 when he had just 1 telenet connection. Today, Evans has 38 always-on connections and more than 50 megabytes of bandwidth, enough for telepresence, stream movies, and online games at the same time. Over the next 10 years, Evans expects the speed of his home to increase by 3 million times. While the most of the industry is focused on 40G and 100G, whole new forms of network are also being created. Ventcurve discusses the new protocols needed to build an interplanetary network, which can send data vast distances without being disturbed by latency. Evans notes that multi-terabit networks using lasers are being explored, and early work is happening on a concept called quantum networking. Based on quantum physics, this involves quantum entanglement, in which 2 particles are entangled after which they can be separated by any distance, and when one is changed, the other is also instantly changed. Production quantum networks are likely decades in the future. Number 5, the world gets smaller. With always-on connectivity, social networking has the power to change cultures, as we saw with the Egyptian Revolution, which led to the Arab Spring. Social influences will continue to move rapidly between cultures. A smaller world also means faster information dissemination. Tweets from people in Japan during the recent earthquake were sent to followers even before the US Geological Survey could issue its official tsunami warning to Alaska, Washington, Oregon, and California, says Evans. The capture, dissemination, and consumption of events are going from near time to real time. This in turn will drive more rapid influence among cultures. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. And like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also watch the next two videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.